Good afternoon, Pokesports. It's your host, Mike, and I play with two Pokemon on the field. Today, we're playing with this team, Team Stars, created by Discord user Friends Call Me Hoagie. Friends Call Me Hoagie used this team in our monthly Patreon tournament and ended up as the runner-up. And with good reason. This team is a very, very strong team. If anything is like really encapsulating the power of Series 2, it's this one and then the team that went in first. And we're going to show that one off tomorrow as well. But let's talk about this one for now. We've got Arcanine, Amoonguss, Roaring Moon. Those three Pokemon by themselves, you see them all over Series 2. Roaring Moon has just incredible attack. Amoonguss has incredible redirection, the ability to put things to sleep. The Arcanine has Intimidate. There's a ton of physical attackers in the meta right now, and having an Arcanine that can drop them is really, really, really important. This one is not the variant that has Snarl, and so you're not able to bring down the special attackers, but oftentimes you really don't have to. If you have such a big Pokemon that can nerf physical attackers, you sometimes don't even need that special attack redux. If you do, however, we have the second half of this, which includes Palafin, Flutter and Magnezone. Magnezone being the Assault Vest variant. So all that special attack that's out there right now, say from your Iron Bundles or your Flutter Magnezone has got your back, right? Tons of powerful attacks. It has the Terra type of water, so it can soak up even more attacks and hit you with a really powerful Terra Blast, as well as Flutter which does just a bajillion damage, and Palafin, who honestly, I'm kind of noticing the Palafin's falling off a little bit, and with Series 3, looks like Palafin's going to fall off even more, but while it's still here, while it's still super relevant, let's take it into the dance floor. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. Speaking of, let's take this whole team into the dance floor. Let's see what kind of damage we can do. Come on, folks, let's dance. All right, so first up here is against your quintessential Indeedee Armarouge, which, yes, we do see the Indeedee Armarouge. I don't mind Palafin here. I think actually Palafin's probably a very good pick. This team doesn't seem to have very much fighting, if any, none. So the Brute Bonnet is probably going to need a Flutter But if I'm leading with Palafin, what do I have against, say, Indeedee Armarouge? I guess I have Wave Crash, but I'm going to need this Roaring Moon to do the big damage against either Indeedee or Armarouge or both, right? I do like Arcanine here, but I don't know if it should really join us. Does the Magnezone actually work? Magnezone doesn't work so well here. Does well against the Torkoal, but not really much against anything else. We need to bring the Flutter We already mentioned that. And then, yeah, you know what? I'm going to bring the Arcanine. I keep looking over at that Brute Bonnet, and I just need to bring it. I look over at the Roaring Moon, and I'm like, that can be intimidated. That would be nice. So yeah, we'll go for that. Why not? Okay, so we've got Kyle. Let's go, Kyle. I have glitter on my shoulder. Man, listen, if you have kids out there, it's crazy up in this house. I'm telling you. I reached into my hood and I pulled this out. And, like, what was that doing there? I like put my head back and I was like, what? Something's against my neck. It's the wolf, just the wolf plush. Oh boy. Okay, so as we feared, it is Indeedee and Armarouge. Meaning I can't Jet Punch, I cannot Jet Punch, I can't Jet Punch. Say it 3 times. Don't forget it. I can Wave Crash to go and take out the Armarouge. I should protect. I should. Just so I don't take the nasty damage. Oh, but I don't want to. I feel like they'll Trick Room. If I flip into Flutter I'm going to flip into Flutter Mane. Oh, and there are reasons. Hold on. Still going to target the Armarouge. It just makes sense. I had to do it because if they target my Palafin with an Expanding Force here, trying to take it out, okay, that's annoying. That's super annoying, and I hate it so much. Well, now if they Trick Room, then I'm just in big trouble. Yep. Okay, cool. My thing was, if they went for an Expanding Force, then that would have brought Flutter Mane down to 1. And if not, then I could have hit a Protect in the next turn, which is now. Still going to Throat Chop the Armarouge. Yeah. I am going to Throat Chop the Armarouge. Because I have a feeling that this Indeedee is going to follow me. And I have a feeling that this Throat Chop will not take it out. That's a good Expanding Force turn. We like those. Doesn't affect Roaring Moon. The Throat Chop doesn't take out the Indeedee, and that's important. That's good. The Roaring Moon got extra speed from Photosynthesis, meaning it's now faster than the Flutter Mane. If I go for a Dazzling Gleam, it will not only take out the Indeedee, but it will do some damage to the Armarouge, and then my Roaring Moon, which goes last, will be able to Throat Chop the Armarouge. Let's make it happen. They're going to Terrastalize in order to keep it alive. That's fair. Terra Grass still means that the attacks that I'm using are decent damage. I guess I should have gone for an Acrobatics, just in case. Oh yeah, the Indeedee can attack too. That's okay, that's bad. Oh, but Flutter Mane lives. Okay, Flutter Mane lives. We're good. No worries. No worries. It means no worries for the rest of our days. Indeedee's gonna go down. And then the Throat Chop is not going to take it out, unfortunately, because of the Terrastalization. And here comes the Torkoal. We don't like Torkoals here. Not a massive fan of Torkoal. Speed was heightened. So now Flutter Mane goes last. The only thing I think I can do is delay the rest of this game, right? So we can go for a Protect. We can go for a Protect. Double Protect here. Should I? Yes, I should. Yeah. Yeah, Roaring Moon went first in Trick Room, so it's slower than Flutter Mane. Torkoal's going to Erupt, do no damage. Also do no damage to the Flutter Mane. And the Armor Cannon on Big Boy was interesting too. Is it a double protect? Do we just go for the double? I think we just go for the double. Yeah, we're just going to do that. Protect and protect. If one of these hits, that's huge. Because either one of these outspeeds both of them. Roaring Moon, my boy. My boy, Roaring Moon, I love you. Flutter Mane, sorry. Torkoal's gonna hit that Eruption. Nothing doing. So with Flutter Mane down, that means now I have Roaring Moon and Palafin. That's really good. That's really good. Twisted Dimensions are going to return, and that's okay. Weirdness is going to disappear, and that's great. Going to bring out Palafin now. Fear the big Palafin. Now we are in drought, which is important to remember, but I think if I go for a wave crash here, a Terra water wave crash, that should do enough damage to the point where eruption just doesn't really do anything. Meanwhile, we'll go for an acrobatics on the Armarouge. Which one is better here, actually? We're looking here. Acrobatics versus throat chop. Acrobatics is a killer if they swap out into Brute Bonnet. And they haven't seen me use it yet, so they might not know that it's coming. All right, so we've got the terastallization on our side. Water Palafin, they're really gonna have to pull out some interesting moves here, I think, if they want to win. I'm so glad that they didn't put priority in Armarouge's kit. That would have been terrifying. Okay, and here's the wave crash. Wave crash in the sun, but hey, it's still a wave crash. Yeah, that's still a wave crash, bud. That thing is gone. We have one more Pokemon versus 3 more Pokemon on our side. This feels like a very, very solid win. And you know what? Hitting the double protect on the Roaring Moon is huge, but statistically, I have a much higher chance of doing it if I do a double protect on both Pokemon. Sometimes that's just kind of what you have to do when they go for trickling. That's great. This works. Fluttermane is going to outspeed my Roaring Moon, which I'm just going to have to accept. But there is no world where Fluttermane OHKOs my Arcanine. So going for a Jet Punch on the Fluttermane, going for a Protect on Roaring Moon is just safe. And that's a good thing. Anyway, big Jet Punch. Boom. Cool. So this Dazzling Gleam isn't going to damage my Roaring Moon, but is going to damage my Palafin. I'm a little worried that it's going to take it out, but no, it's going to live at 46. We're good. Let's just go for the attack. Let's finish it off. Big old Jet Punch on the Fluttermane. Going to take it out. And that is a win for the team. It was very akin to a match that you would find in a regionals or a tournament or something like that. People bringing in DD Armarouge is like such a very common thing for people to see in regional competitions. So this felt like a pro match. So that was cool. It was really cool. Very cool to play this game. Friends call me Hoagie. I love this team so far. Let's go into the second game and let's see if we can't replicate the magic. All right, let's go. Come on, let's dance. Okay, and our second battle here is up against this Japanese player who is going to be bringing the Slowking. Okay, when I see the Slowking, I look at Roaring Moon and I think, yeah, bud, you're up. And then the Raichu shows up and I'm like, what? What do I do? Okay, cool. I do like Roaring Moon here. I like Roaring Moon for a lot of this team. I'm not the biggest fan of Arcanine because all of the things that I'm bringing the Arcanine for are kind of throwing its stuff back in my face, right? Because if I'm intimidating the King Gambit, that has Defiant. If I'm intimidating the Baxcalibur, that's good, but then I can't attack it with anything but extreme speed, so that's kind of silly. I like Palafin here, except the Raichu scares the life out of me. I don't mind Amoonguss, and I think it should probably come first. Yeah, I don't really see a reason not to bring Amoonguss here. And that said, if I have my first and second, I don't really like to bring Palafin. Yeah, and you know what? I would just be bringing that for Glimora. Flutterfly is good here for the Baxcalibur. And Magnezone is good here against the Baxcalibur, but it's also good against the Slowking. The only thing I need to worry about, though, is going for like a Volt Switch or a Thunderbolt on the Slowking can result in them flipping out into Raichu. And Raichu with Lightning Rod is not very good for me. It's not very good for me. I look at the Raichu and I immediately want to put it to sleep. That's it. I think I'm going to keep Roaring Moon as a dark type here. I think I need to. I think it just makes too much sense. So we're going to attack into that. I can consider Giga Drain next turn, but I don't want to. Yeah, no, we're good there. Anyway, Slowking is going to take a ton of damage. I was thinking of using, what's it called? I was thinking of using Rage Powder, but if you look at what's happening here, it's fine. It's fine that I didn't. We put the Raichu to sleep successfully. Which is good, but now I have to worry about my speed. Oh, right. This is a Wiki Berry. I was like, wait a second. Why didn't that do it? That's fine. That is fine. I can Throat Chop the Raichu here. And I can flip into Flutter Mane. 1, to get the Regenerator boost on Amoonguss, and 2... No, we can flip in the Magnezone just fine here. Yeah. Because of the Assault Vest, this'll be good. So this will save the Amoonguss. Amoonguss would have gone down to Psychic if not. Or I would have had to Throat Chop the Slowking, which honestly is less of a threat than this Raichu. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. I don't want this to do... Yeah, see, look at how little damage that did. Well, this has got to be a Throat Chop to end all Throat Chops. I guess I'll Flash Cannon the Raichu. Because I think it's probably got Focus Sash. Just ignore the Slowking even more. Well, Focus Sash aside. Okay, this has got a berry. That's interesting. Splash Cannon will still do some damage. What? Huh? Oh, right. That's what Chili Reception does. Yes, right. I love it. It makes the snowfall, and then it's so smart. I love it because it brings out the Baxcalibur. Now Baxcalibur has increased defense. I've got to Throat Chop this, and I've got to Flash Cannon that. I'm gonna need to take out the Raichu another day because thank you for being asleep again. Thank you for being such a sleepy boy, because now I can take you out. Oh, I'm getting lucky. Lucky. The Icicle Spear is going to take out Roaring Moon, and honestly, Roaring Moon has done its job. It has done more than its job. This Flash Cannon is going to be big. Yep. That's great. That is wonderful, because now I can just bring out Flutter Mane. And hit it with a Dazzling Gleam. Here comes the Slowking again, back to tell another weird joke. We're going to Terrastalize and attack that with Dazzling Gleam. We're gonna just do all the damage, and now I can quite easily use my electric type moves on that Slowking. I'm going to flip my Magnezone out of there. Oh, okay. They're going to flip their Slowking out of there. What's the point here? Yeah, it's fine. Oh, it gets big Supreme Overlord energy, so I guess I could have brought the Arcanine. But hey, we're doing well. If this Baxcalibur hits me with an Ice Shard, then I'm in kind of big trouble. Kind of. But again, I still have Amoonguss and I have Magnezone in the back. They're going to have to Terrastalize this to get it out of there, huh? Okay. Or not to get it out of there, but to keep it alive. I'm glad that I targeted the King Gambit slot with Volt Switch. When would I ever target the Baxcalibur with Volt Switch over, say, Flash Cannon? I don't know. But still, wow, that actually... Oh my gosh. What? What? This is loaded dice. Yeah. So it hits at least 4 times. I am surprised. This Baxcalibur is simultaneously loaded dice and thing at the same time. Ooh, that's good damage. And Assault Vest at the same time. Regardless, we can bring in the Amoonguss here. And we can bring in Magnezone. I think I need to... I don't like that they both lived at 1. That's really bad for me, actually. If I go for a Thunderbolt on this and I go for a Giga Drain on that, what can happen? I can be hit with the nastiest Terra Blast that Magnezone has ever seen. If I Rage Powder that, no, I don't think that, it doesn't ever work. Oh, that's nasty. I don't like Earthquake. I don't like Earthquake here. I need someone to live it. That's good. That's fine. It's Amoonguss versus Slowking. It's really gonna be Amoonguss versus Slowking. I don't like those odds, I think. Yeah. No, I definitely don't like those odds. I think I go down to a single Psychic. Yeah, oh, this Regenerator. The Battle of the Regenerators. Slowking actually pulling out a win. Very surprising. Amazing. Amazing. I love this. I love this. Because that is such a good answer to Amoonguss that I have never thought about. And Chilly Reception just... Chilly Reception Baxcalibur specifically, like that combination, just did so much work. I'm gonna need to think about that for next time. That's got the gears turning, honestly. I like that. Cool. Let's go into game 3. This game was a bust, but honestly, I learned a lot. So I'm happy. Let's go into game 3. Let's see if we can win. Let's go. All right, and the last game here is going up against Trippin. He's tripping. He's tripping. Now, what do I do against that Tauros? That would be Palafin and a switch out. There's a lot of value in switching out here, but oh man, finding the capacity to do that in this kind of a team is going to be tough, right? Because we've got the Talonflame, we've got the Slitherwing, both with big priority. I feel like bringing the Arcanine in the back is probably the better idea. Bringing, what's his face in the back? Rooster Teeth. Roaring Moon in the back is probably my better idea as well. I don't hate, yes I do. I do hate bringing Fluttermane here. I kind of want to bring something with Protect, but the Amoonguss doesn't have that. Yeah, I'm going to have to do that and hope that they bring... Oh gosh, there's too much fire for me to do that. I'm going to have to bring Roaring Moon. I don't want to, but I think I have to. Just kidding. I'm going to bring the Flutter Mane after all. It has Protect. Let's just do it. There we go. Okay, we made our decision. Again, yeah, it's very unfortunate that I don't have too much reason to bring the Magnezone right now. It wouldn't survive against most things. The Fluttermane, the Slitherwing has fire type moves it can use. Talonflame and Torkoal would have been terrible for Magnezone. So with this, at least I can attack the Torkoal. I just wonder if it's worth hitting a Jet Punch through Palafin. Maybe even a Wave Crash. Maybe even a Terra Water Wave Crash. I am honestly terrified of the... Ooh. This might... You know what? This is a pretty good moment to switch out. Into Arcanine. And then I'll Shadow Ball the Torkoal. They're probably going to hit Protect. It's because of all the options. I've got a lot of options dancing around in my head right now. Switching out into Arcanine is at least going to make it so that I can nerf the Talonflame in case it goes for a Brave Bird against the Palafin. It could go for a Tailwind, there you go. But even going for a Tailwind, we've seen through Turbo Turtle that it just doesn't get that much faster. Right? Doubling Torkoal's speed when it's base 20, not all that much. So Eruption, now that it's down to like a third of its HP, isn't going to damage Arcanine or Fluttermane that much at all. Now I can just hit the Talonflame with an extreme speed. Could I? Is that really the way that I want to do it? I think it is. Terra Normal? Do I want to Terra Normal? No, everything else takes so much damage from water that I feel like going Terra Water on Palafin is my better bet. Plus, what if the Talonflame flips into a Cerule Edge? That would be bad. So that's good. Let's go for not a Shadow Ball this time. Let's go for a Dazzling Gleam. Let's go for a Protect. I'm a little scared. Yeah, so they're going to withdraw the Torkoal here. That's fair. Bring out the Cerule Edge. Oh, Shadow Ball would have been so nice. Would have been so nice, but they're probably going to hit me with a Brave Bird, so that would have taken out my Fluttermane anyway. Important to note. Now, big question. I know, I said that whole thing about saving terastallization for water, but hear me out. What if I terastallize, hit extreme speed on Talonflame, do an extra 50% damage to it through extreme speed, and then attack the Cerule Edge? I think the Cerule Edge is still going to super outspeed. So if I just flip into Roaring Moon, yeah, that'll do it. Yep, let's do it. So Fluttermane comes back. Roaring Moon comes out. Photosynthesis is nice. And the fact that it's the sun giving me Proto and not my booster energy doesn't really matter unless the Brute Bonnet comes out next. If Brute Bonnet comes out beside the Cerule Edge, then I'm in a little bit of trouble, I guess. Meaning that I can't go for Flare Blitzes until that's gone. But this is going to do a lot of damage to the Talonflame. Doesn't take it out, though. I fully expected that to take it out. I'm very sad that it didn't. They just doubled into my Roaring Moon. Doesn't... Oh. Hey! That works. That works. Okay, so it's Slitherwing. Oh! Never mind. The trainer didn't want to continue this. They were like, uh-oh, I just lost my Talonflame. Throws the switch on the ground. I think this would have been okay. I think I would have protected next turn. And life would have been fine. Okay, well, regardless, let's go into another game, I guess. Because I don't want to end it at that. Because that's a game that nobody knew the answer to. Nobody knew where that was going. So let's go and do a game where people do know where the answer is. Cool. All right. Let's pick ourselves up, dust ourselves up, dust ourselves up, pick ourselves down, dust ourselves around, and go again. Come on. All right. And of course, our retribution battle has to be up against the either Lilycole or Mouse Ape or Indeedee Armarouge. For those of you who are new to the channel, these are 3 leads that are seen everywhere. This could always be somebody's first VGC battle that they've ever seen. So I guess I should keep that in mind. But these are 3 very common leads, and they could be either one of them because they all work very, very well. Meaning I should probably be bringing some speedy things. Looking at Flutter main and this guy and Roaring Moon, I like bringing these in case of Lilycole and Lilycole. There it is. Lilligant and Torkoal. I like bringing it against Mousehold and Annihilate. And actually, I like bringing it against Indeedee and Armarouge. Is that what I want to do, though? Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. And then, what in the back? I feel like Amoonguss. I feel like Amoonguss. Dun, dun, no, 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 no. I don't like that. We're gonna go for Arcanine. We're gonna go for Magnezone. I'm so sorry. What just happened? Oh. That needs to be a thing. I want that to be a thing so bad. I'm going to be giggling the rest of the match about this. All right, here comes Altotun's Annihilate and what? What? They mixed it up. They mixed it up on me. What am I even supposed to do against that? Hop. I guess I go for a Throat Chop? Who's gonna protect? Do I acrobatic? What? Do I just go for the big acrobatics on the thing that's gonna take a ton of damage with this? But I feel like Throat Chop's gonna be the right thing to do if the Armarouge goes for like a Trick Room, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm gonna at least go for a Dazzling Gleam. Weaker. Okay. Yes. Weakness Policy. It's big damage. I still go first. Okay. Well. Communication with the trainer was interrupted. No? No, okay. Gyno Fanbit. Oops! Oops! For those of you who don't know what that does, right? If you... Does that not... Why is that... Interesting. Do I just still outspeed it? Was it a Choice Scarf? For those of you who don't know what Final Gambit does, it uses your HP and does that amount of damage to the opponent. So typically, Annihilates will be fast enough that they can just use a Final Gambit at full HP. They have a lot of HP, so they do a lot of damage. And typically KO the other Pokemon. I'm going to go for a Throat Chop on the Indeedee. It's 2 potential Follow Me's, and that one can go for Pop Bomb. But I don't think it's going to go for a Pop Bomb because I'm a ghost. So I'm going to Terra Fairy and do that. I think that'll work. I think that will work. Yeah, so that makes me think that the Annihilate wasn't fast. Well, it wasn't even fast enough to outspeed my Flutter main, now was it? Interesting. Anyway, it's going for a Terra Normal, which means that it's probably going for big population bombs. And again, probably meaning that they're going to target the Roaring Moon. Because it's a big blunder for them if they don't. I hate that Indeedee has been living these things. So many Pokemon that I've been playing against these days have been living at 1 HP. It's a lot. Anyway, now we also... who are you targeting? Thank you. Okay, phew. I would have actually been very upset if they had targeted my Flutter main. That would have... I would have been kicking myself pretty hard. So they are going to target the Roaring Moon with the Population Bomb, and I'm going to bring out Magnezone here. Another Dazzling Gleam should be enough to take it out. Well, actually, yeah, this game's just over, I believe. Another Moonblast here. Boom. Breathe a sigh of relief as you win the game against the triple lead team that didn't bring any of the 3 leads. They cut it in half. And they did bring both of the leads, just in weird orders here, you know? Like they could have brought in the Mousehold and the Annihilate. They could have brought in the Indeedee and the Armarouge, but they chose to go halfway, which works sometimes when you're going up against, say, so like, okay, here. The Armarouge and the Annihilate, right? You flip out the Annihilate, you bring in the Indeedee. Now you have Psychic Terrain on the field. Any kind of priority moves that are going to be going up against the Armarouge, they fail now, meaning Armarouge has free reign to do whatever it wants. So there's that, but that was putting a lot of hope that the Armarouge lived that first turn. And I just brought too much power, I guess. Anyway, let's go talk about this team. Let's go bring it into the lab. And let's learn a couple things. All right, come on, let's go. And here is Team Star by my friends Call Me Hoagie, otherwise known as Hogan. There you go. Which is using the Arcanine, Amoonguss, Roaring Moon, Palafin, Fluttermane, and Magnezone. This is, by all intents and purposes, a tournament-ready team. It struggles a little bit. It struggles a little bit on the fact that it doesn't have a lot of type coverage moves. If you'll notice here, it doesn't have any psychic moves. It doesn't have any, it has grass moves, but that's Giga Drain from an Amoonguss. It doesn't have any rock moves, ground moves. I'm not seeing, well, we do have Ghost, but yeah, rock, ground. We have 4 so far that I can just count off the top of my head. Types of moves that we don't have here. Fighting, that's 5. And that kind of hurts it in some cases because there are a lot of Pokemon out there that can make it where certain moves just don't go through, right? We see this Arcanine here with Flare Blitz and Will-O-Wisp. That's Baxcalibur right there. Baxcalibur will not be touched by the Will-O-Wisp. It'll get its Thermal Exchange triggered with the Flare Blitz, so you'll have to be careful of that. Amoonguss is great here. I love the Giga Drain on Amoonguss. I think it works out really well. Having no bug, that's 6. Having no Pollen Puff on this does not hurt it that much, but when you do have Pokemon like Roaring Moon and Arcanine, those are 2 Pokemon that benefit really, really well from Pollen Puff. Those Pokemon can be healed by quite a bit and have a lot of effective HP brought back to them through Pollen Puff. Roaring Moon with Throat Chop, Acrobatics, Tailwind, Protect. Great Pokemon. Great Pokemon, great moveset. I do think that the Flying Terra for Roaring Moon is kind of on its way out. But you know what? Use Acrobatics and Booster Energy while you can. It does a ton of damage. Throat Chop is great. Personally, right now I like Jaw Lock, but I'm not here to yuck any yums, and I've been using Throat Chop for a very long time myself, so I do not dislike that at all. Palafin with Wave Crash, Jet Punch, Haze, and Protect. You need Haze on a Palafin. I didn't show it in any of these battles because I just didn't come across any, but Dondozo is still a thing. People still do bring Dondozos. You still do need Haze in some cases. Cerule Edges with Bulk Up are absolutely a thing. So, often you will need to Haze away anything like that. Fluttermane with Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, and Protect. Fluttermane is, in my opinion, one of the MVPs beside, I guess, Roaring Moon or beside Magnezone, one of the two, but not both, of this team, where it just does so much damage. And you focus on the fact that it does so much damage while the other Pokemon are there for kind of utility, right? Your Amoonguss is there for utility, putting things to sleep. Your Arcanine is there for utility, putting things to burn. And your Fluttermane is there to do the damage. That's the muscle. All right. Magnezone with Flash Cannon, Thunderbolt, Terra Blast, and Volt Switch is a great Pokemon. Having an Assault Vest, having the Terra Water type, wonderful. It's very bonita. Terra Blast for doing that water damage when your Palafin can't. The Flash Cannon to do special steel damage when nothing else can. And then you've got your electric type moves in Thunderbolt and Volt Switch, all of which doing really, really good damage and keeping the rest of your team safe. Big fan of this, and a big fan of this team, and a big fan of the person who is playing it. So friends call me Hoagie. Hoagie, I hope I can call you. Great job on achieving your runner-up status in the league. It was a lot of fun, and we're going to keep having these things. In April, we are going to have our Regulation C League. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and join the Patreon at patreon.com/Pokesports, because it'll be a fun time. All right. In the meantime, if you do want to use this team for the remainder of Series 2, team ID is over there. The code is down. The Pokepaste is down in the description, so you can go and use that. Folks, I want to thank you so much for listening. So thank you so much for watching. I've been Mike. I play with 2 Pokemon on the field, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.